Hello, this is Will Schofield, wanting just to give a midweek. Today is August the 19th, and want to welcome everybody back to school in terms of our team members. We have 3,400 team members that are back and making preparations to serve our boys and girls. We've had some wonderful orientations, and they continue to go on at our schools. And I think the message that I get from people is both students, families, and team members is that it is so good to be back in the presence of the boys and girls that we're here for in the first place. That being said, just want to bring everybody up to date in terms of our readiness for next week. I want to thank your local Board of Education for giving us 15 days to prepare. And when we talk about preparing, let's talk about exactly what that means in the Hall County School District. And at this time, I'd like to let you in on a glimpse of what we are considering the big three goals for the first 2 weeks of school this year. First of all, it is accountability, 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 and safety, safety, safety. When we talk about 200% accountability, that is a very intentional process that we have put in place. That two of us as members of the Hall County School District community, I hold myself 100% accountable, and I hold my neighbor 100% accountable, and in return, they hold themselves 100% and agree to hold me 100% accountable. That being said, some of the goals that we'll be doing our daily rounds on, we already are doing these, but as our students come back, you can see under that 200% accountability and safety, safety, safety is hand washing. We'd like to see 75% of our students washing their hands at least 3 times a day. We'd like to see 95% of our team members washing their hands at least 3 times a day. Moms and dads, families, this is one thing you can be working with your students right now. I can't imagine the difference it would make if all of us washed our hands on a regular basis in terms of flu that gets passed around the school, in terms of the common colds that get passed around the school, and certainly in this age we're living in terms of mitigating COVID and the pandemic that we're in. And the second goal, you see with the second bullet there, is that we will wear masks, face coverings in the Hall County School District. That is students, that is team members. And once again, let me just be extremely clear. If at this point individuals still believe that they have some sort of a constitutional right not to wear masks in the Hall County School District, face coverings, protecting each other, then there will be an option, and that option will be the digital virtual at home learning plan. We will wear face coverings while we are in the Hall County School Districts. That is students, that is teachers. We're not interested in disciplining anybody, but we again are not going to spend much time debating do face coverings make a difference. We believe they absolutely do, and we will do everything within our abilities to keep students and team members as safe as possible. So 98%. We've been seeing almost 100% as we do our daily rounds in the schools right now with our 3,400 adults. But again, our goal will be that 98% of students and team members are wearing a mask correctly indoors during the school day. We'll have a number of mask breaks. We're going to see the outdoors as our friend and get students outside as often as is practical during the day. And again, families, one of the things you can be doing is making sure that your children have comfortable masks that fit well. We certainly will have masks at school that we'll be handing out for individuals that don't have them, but it's kind of like a pair of shoes, and I would encourage you to work with your children on masks that are comfortable and that they can wear for extended periods of time throughout the school day. Also, we will be taking temperatures at the entrances of our schools every morning. Our goal is to hit 85% of students that come through our doors. If your question is why not 100%, what we do not want to do is have students gathering, waiting in line to get their temperatures taken. So we'll have a number of individuals taking temperatures at the doors of schools. I'll be one of those individuals next week. And we will take as many as we can. We think we can get the vast majority of our students' temperatures taken as piece of a screening. And we will expect 98% of our team members. Quite honestly, that has been 100% of our team members since we opened back up a couple of months ago. So those are just some of the mitigating expectations that we will have in place. Obviously, we will be social distancing when practical as much as we possibly can. And everywhere that we go, that's one of the reasons that we're bringing in students half at a time to make sure we get those processes and procedures in place. I would like to share with you a document in terms of what's going on in our community, and it's a number that we don't talk about very often. What you see on this graph here is the date of onset for Hall County, Georgia, in terms of cases of COVID. This is the day that after the results are reported, they go back to the day that an individual was tested. And what you see here is all the information that we generally look at, the number of cases per day reported, are extremely lagging indicators. We're being told that sometimes it is 2 weeks or more before those positive tests get into the state's database before those results come back. And so the numbers that we look at today are really a reflection perhaps of what was happening a couple of weeks ago, where the date of onset is the day that actually is taken back to the day that the test was taken. And that's the graph that you see in front of you. So we are extremely encouraged by the fact that that the date of onset, and what we're looking at here is a precipitous fall up to August 4th, 2020. And again, I think that has been somewhat confirmed over the last 3-4 days, as we've seen a significant drop in terms of the 7-day average in the number of cases in the Hall County School District. So getting back to our goals, the first 2 weeks of school, we talked about accountability, we talked about safety. And also one of the things that we're going to talk about is how are we, and when I say we, I mean the adults that are tasked with taking care of our students, and then how are our students. Let's just be real honest with each other. We've all been through some sort of a collective trauma over the past 6 months as we've learned to live a new normal in the age of a pandemic. And I want you to know that your school district in the last 2 weeks has delivered 3 hours of trauma mental health awareness training to over 3,000 of our team members. I think that was an incredibly healing gesture and positive for our team members, and also puts them in a better position to take care of students when they come back through our doors. So we are going to do everything we can in these early days of school to help our students be comfortable and get a new grasp on, yes, we're coming back to school, that the adults that are involved are here to support you, and only then will we be able to move on to the third goal, which is instruction. And we've been working night and day to be ready to deliver, whether that is the in-person families or whether that is the virtual families. And I just want to tell you, we are ready for you when you come back to the Hall County School District. So an awful lot going on. We thank you for your support. We will stay in touch and keep you up to date on what is happening. We will be reporting COVID numbers. And by the way, I think it's unfortunate that we haven't had a reflective report of COVID cases in schools that have opened. I can tell you that based on our 3,400 employees, the day that we all came back to work, August 4th, there were 16 active cases of COVID amongst the 3,400 adults that work in the Hall County School District. After 14 days of work, that was last Friday, what we had was 15 cases of COVID amongst the 3,400 adults. So let's just be real honest with each other. There's COVID in our nation, there's COVID in the world, there's COVID in our community, and we will have some COVID cases. But rest assured, we will do everything within our ability to keep those numbers as low as is possible. We will not hesitate to isolate and quarantine. When in doubt, we will quarantine on the side of safety. And that is the commitment that we make to you. So again, looking forward to getting everyone back. We are ready for you. Every time I talk to teachers and people out at the building level and bus drivers and cafeteria workers and paraprofessionals, they say, well, we're ready to see these students again. Please get our students back to us. So hope that you have a great day. We certainly are poised and ready to survive and thrive in the 2020-2021 school year. And we look forward to seeing students back in our buildings on a regular basis beginning next Monday. Thank you and have a great day.